Good morning and welcome to the long-awaited ribbon cutting of the state-of-the-art NC Works Regional Center. My name is David Ferris, and it's my privilege to serve as the President and CEO of the Rocky Mount Area Chamber of Commerce. Before we get started, I want to welcome North Carolina Secretary of Commerce, Michelle Baker Saunders, who will be addressing us in just a few moments. Also, we welcome any of her staff, Chet and others that are here. And I know we have some elected officials among us today, and we welcome them as well. So why the ribbon cutting today? I mean, Diane moved in here 3 years ago. You know, we all talk about how slow government works. But seriously, that was not the case. As they were unloading furniture and boxes and figuring out where the bathrooms were and all that fun stuff, a little friend came to visit our world called COVID. And so where it seems like it is in the distant past, it has not been all that long. And so Diane reached out to me a short while ago and said, let's do this thing for once and for all before she dies and I die. So here we are. Today you'll hear about the resources offered through NC Works in partnership with Turning Point Development. This is perhaps one of the best kept secrets in helping fulfill the critical workforce shortage in our region. Within the confines of this building are men and women trained and ready to help our citizens get ready to find exciting new careers. In a few minutes, those of you who haven't been here before will have an opportunity to tour this amazing facility. Now I'd like to ask Reverend James Galliard from Word Tabernacle Church to lead us in invocation.
Thank you, David. Good morning, everyone. Some of you may pray differently than I do, so we'll just have a moment of prayer, of silence before we pray. God, we thank you that you are a prayer-answering God and that you are a covenant-keeping God. We thank you that you are perfect in all the things you do. We thank you for the reason we have gathered this morning. I pray, God, your blessings upon NC Works, upon Turning Point Workforce Development and the work of Michael Williams. I pray for David Ferris and the Chamber of Commerce and their work. I pray for Secretary Saunders and the work of Commerce. And I pray, God, for our community and those who are bringing jobs and those who are seeking jobs. And I pray, God, that by your divine providence, you would bring all of that together. So I thank you now for every person who has attended. And I pray your choice and assorted blessings upon our time together today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. At this time, I would like to ask Chet Mottershead to step forward and read a letter from Governor Cooper.
Thank you, David. It's good to be home. I grew up in Rocky Mount, and it's always great to see family and friends. My sister Brenna's here. I'm excited to see her. And then, of course, it's just great to have partners here like Diane Thomas at the Career Center and our regional directors at the Division of Workforce Solutions, Larry Donnelly and Michelle Muir here. And the great partnership that we've got with Michael Williams and his staff at Turning Point, the Workforce Board. And then also, again, great to my old friend David Ferris. I used to babysit his daughter way back in the day. But I've got a brief letter here from Governor Cooper I'd like to read out. Dear friends, as Governor of North Carolina, I'm delighted to welcome you to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Rocky Mount NC Works Career Center. I know this is a much anticipated event for everyone. The Rocky Mount NC Works Career Center plays an important role in Eastern North Carolina by providing career counseling and assistance with career choices. This guidance helps job seekers make informed choices, which leads to the success in the years ahead. I'm grateful for the work that you're doing here, and congratulations on the important work that's being done here at the Career Center. With warm regards, I am very truly yours, Roy Cooper, Governor of North Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you, Chet. Chet has no memory that I'm not part of. He grew up about 2 houses down from us on Berkeley Drive when both of our families lived there. His sister walks in this morning. I haven't seen her since she was a teenager, and babysitting Kate. And I'm looking at who in the world is this person? But it's great to have y'all here, and it's great to have everyone here. Now, I'd like to ask Michael Williams, Director of Turning Point, to come forward for some remarks.
Good morning to all. I'm beginning to understand now why people my age wear glasses and then have to take them off to actually see what you put in front of you. But this is definitely an honor today to be here. Thank you so much, Secretary Saunders, for being here. All the partners, we're just honored. We're very honored. I always start off with this. I'm just a country boy that worked hard and believe in working hard, and that's what this partnership is all about. We work hard. We try to make sure that we're assisting those that need assistance, and we're just proud of this region. This 5-county region is an awesome region. Diane had asked me to kind of give some brief remarks on the history, but Diane, I'm going to do very brief remarks on the history. We know we have been through a lot of transformation through workforce development. JTPA. Before JTPA, it was actually SETA, S-E-T-A. Then it was WIA. And I'm giving y'all all these acronyms, which is Workforce Investment Act. Then from Workforce Investment Act to WIA, WIOA, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. I gave you all of that, but the mission is the same, to serve. And what we are excited about, we have those people here, and that's what they do. I will like to say, through that process, with the leadership of NC Commerce, Chet, Secretary Saunders, and all of the others that work for NC Works, there have been a lot of changes. Integration. When we talk about integrations, we were, and like I said, I'm a country boy, so I'm going to use analogies. It used to be that we were dating. And when I say we were dating, Job Training Partnership Act, we had partners at those locations. Formerly, it was not a consummation, it wasn't a marriage, but we were there providing services. When integration came, we finally put a ring on it, like Beyonce said. With that, we bought our suitcase, we bought our file cabinets, we bought everything else in. Then they said, you know what? If you're bringing all that, you're going to pay part of your cost to be in there. So we are one now. And I just want to say that integration service delivery is an opportunity for us to bring state partnerships together to provide the most effective and efficient services that we can to the citizens of our region. So that's my brief history. I know that's not probably what you wanted, Diane, but I didn't want to bore you with that. I think the big thing today is the fact that we have Secretary Michelle Baker Sanders in our presence. She has done some extremely great work for our system. So I'm going to briefly give just a quick introduction about Ms. Sanders. Ms. Sanders, in February 2021, Governor Cooper appointed Secretary to lead the North Carolina Department of Commerce, enlisting her experience as a former administration secretary. She had a strong background in business leadership and her extensive knowledge of what it takes to build a global competitive workforce. And I believe she's going to share some things that I have seen recently that is going to prove that. Secretary Saunders' vision for North Carolina post-pandemic economic restoration is to work with partners to attract better paying jobs, support businesses, stimulate our state innovation and entrepreneurship economy. Her bold and purposeful leadership aims to ensure North Carolina's diverse state is an inclusive one that works for all people. Ms. Saunders brings 30 years of strong management and leadership experience to Commerce as a seasoned pharmaceutical and biotechnology executive, previously serving as Vice President of Manufacturing and General Manager of Biogen, largest manufacturing facility in the Research Triangle Park. A graduate of North Carolina State University, go Wolfpack, Saunders holds a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and a Master in Health Administration from Pfeiffer University. Secretary Saunders' experience and passion to improve the lives of North Carolina uniquely positions her to lead the North Carolina portfolio work in economic, community, and workforce development. I will no longer stand before you, but let's please give a big round of applause to Secretary Saunders as she comes forward.
Good morning, everyone. I'm one of those that takes the glasses off and on too. I'm at that age too, I guess. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today for this important occasion, an occasion that is recognizing the importance of the work and the services that you all provide to this community and to other communities across North Carolina. Workforce development is vitally important, as you know. It's critical to the success of businesses across the company. It's critical to the lives and important to the lives of residents in our state. And it's definitely important to our continued success and trajectory of economic development. Most importantly, it matters to many families who are seeking and hoping to retain family-sustaining, good-paying, family-sustaining jobs that help to connect the day-to-day lifestyles, the food on the table, the medicines that need to be provided, child care, all the necessities, including shelter, that are needed. We get that through hard work and counting on people to be developed to meet the needs of the business community. Thank you, Michael, and Turning Point Workforce Development Board and the whole local NC Works team for inviting me. And thank you, David, and the Rocky Mount Chamber of Commerce for your continued leadership and partnership in this space. Yes, members of my team here that you work with, Assistant Secretary Chet Mottershead, who's here, and our Regional Operations Director, Michelle Meir. We also have Brandy Ketesak, who's here from the Department of Commerce, and many strong partners. So this center here in Rocky Mount, like others across the state, as I mentioned, play a critical role to the community in connecting talent to jobs. And when we have a misalignment of business needs and the talented workforce to meet those needs, we get this gap and we get jobs that can't be filled, numbers on our unemployment maybe that exceed where we'd like to see those numbers. And we work very hard to try to make sure that we are aligning business needs with our workforce development training and with the support that is offered. And so this center represents enhanced possibilities for providing employment and training services to job seekers and employers, not just for Rocky Mount, but for this entire region, including Wilson and Edgecombe and Nash counties, for many families and many people. You all and the work and the services that you continue to provide and will provide here are truly a lifeline for many people. Many people who are looking to retool their skills, looking to move into some of the hot sectors, and many who are looking for opportunities or a second chance to join into the workforce. And, you know, we can remember not too long ago, and I believe it was December of 2021 when we had that tragic closing of QVC distribution facility, and there was a loss of life there at that time. And so many workers have been affected by that closing. Many families and this community has been affected. The Career Center has played a key role in helping us with not only our Department of Motor Vehicles, which is located and moved to the area, in hiring, but helped us in transitioning those that were impacted and affected by that QVC closure. And Chet and his team surely have been active in helping during that time and continue to help. And Chet, thank you for your leadership with that. So that's exactly what we all must do in serving and supporting each other as we work for economic growth and prosperity and to improve the lives of all of the residents of our state and specifically this region. Hopefully all of you know that we have a strategic economic development plan called First in Talent. And that First in Talent plan is focused on our greatest asset, in North Carolina, which is our people and our talent. It's also grounded in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Because with the current labor, well, first of all, let me back up because it's the right thing to do. Secondly, because of the labor supply shortage that we are seeing globally, we're no different here in North Carolina. We experience it too. We realize and recognize that it's not only smart to leverage our strongest asset, our talent, but also to build that. And it's going to take not just some people, but it's going to take all people to really beat the labor supply shortage that we are facing. Those from underserved, under-resourced areas, those with previous justice records, those with the science degrees, those with the 4-year to 2-year answered certifications. We're looking for a diverse set of people with diverse skills to meet our needs. And NC Works and the career centers and the local development boards are surely working hard and continue to put forward actions to make sure that we're doing that. North Carolina, as you know, was recognized last year as the top state in the nation to do business. And thank you for your continued work, your continued leadership across the state, and thanks to all the wonderful talent that we do have. It was announced yesterday that North Carolina has been recognized again as the best state in the nation to do business. So I was going to say, give yourselves a round of applause. So I'll say, give yourselves another round of applause because we should celebrate often about that. But that's great recognition for our state and for the people of this state and for the talent that we have and all the workers who are making that recognition possible. But we don't take it for granted, and we can't be complacent about that. We do have to double down on our efforts. It is very competitive, as you know, but regardless of competition, you know, since yesterday we've had a couple client visits, and now we're saying, well, you do know we are the best place to do business in the nation, right? So those other states, they're kind of out there on their own. But this center will continue to be a key partner in making North Carolina's first in talent and by helping employers to grow. It's also a source of opportunity and hope for members of the community who want to participate in the economy, who want to start new careers and pursue their dreams and just need assistance or would appreciate the assistance. Now, NC Works, again, we know cannot do this alone, of course. There are numerous workforce development assets in the community, which we've heard some of the partners and partnerships, and I know they're listed behind me today, who make all this possible. I have to mention and highlight the Nash Community College, who's vital to the success of many employers and those who are looking for work. Edgecombe and Wilson Community College. We really have a unique community college system that I believe is really unmatched in the nation with what we provide, the history of the community college, and where we are today. And then as part of the community college system, you know, we received a federal grant, Steps for Growth. A&T University received, I believe it was over $13 million in grant funding to help build a clean energy workforce. And Steps for Growth is also, we're benefiting from those grants in this region as well. I do know that recently President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden visited Nash Community College. That visit, I understand, went very well, as we would expect. And when President Biden was there, he acknowledged and mentioned that advanced manufacturing cannot go forward without highly skilled workforce. We know that. We knew that before he said that, but he restated it for us. But just another mark of the importance of not just advanced manufacturing, but really to all the sectors that we have. So at the state level, we will continue to keep partnering, collaborating with the community college system, with our local workforce boards, the Career Center, and all of the stakeholders who are on this journey to bring about greater success and connect people to good paying jobs for all the things that we enjoy and hope for and would like to see others enjoy as well. Training people and developing people is one of the primary reasons that I was excited and pleased to have been appointed to this position. Initially, I didn't think I wanted this position. Economic development is exciting, very exciting, and I realize the importance of it to all of our communities. But when I spoke with Governor Cooper about priorities and the responsibilities, the workforce development, and the great need that was going to come about after the pandemic, the focus that he had put on that and the way he discussed it with me as being so important as we were hoping to move out of the pandemic, and we have, really made me think about things very different and with a different perspective. It wasn't necessarily the wonderful economic development work that we're doing. It wasn't the travel. And it wasn't about being a secretary. It was about being able to leverage my experience in the life science sector in creating, a healthy workplace, a culture where people could thrive and save the lives of people with debilitating illnesses in a different way. And it was about understanding what workforce means to a healthy economy and to businesses. And most importantly, it was very much about trying to help families recover after going through and being in the middle of COVID, the pandemic. I understood the need that workforce development would be number one on the minds. How do people recover? How do we move back into work? How will we overcome some of the loss in income, loss of families? You can never overcome the loss of lives, but we could hopefully help people overcome some of the family financial losses and get people back to work and get our economy back going again. I personally didn't know and didn't believe that North Carolina would see the boom that we did, especially during the pandemic. I thought it would be slow, but we have had the busiest time in the history of this state. And so I think that everything happens for a reason, a divine reason and purpose. And since it was going to be the busiest time of the state, I think God said, let's put Michelle there so she can get more faith and have just a few more challenges to deal with and help her understand who's really in charge. So here I stand in Commerce. Totally different position in Secretary of Commerce, but at a wonderful time to be in this position, in this place, working with all of you to help influence and improve the lives of people in this region and the 10.5 million or so residents that we have across the state. So thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for your service, and thank you for the presence here today. And Denise, yes, this has finally happened. Thank you for your leadership and your assistance in making this happen. And again, I want to commend the facility, and I want to congratulate the entire team, the stakeholders, and the community for having a visual representation here, this facility, of what it's about to serve and to make a difference in the lives of so many through jobs and economic growth and giving people a chance to earn, to work, and provide for their families. So thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. Have a good day.
We're going to do a plaque presentation in just a moment. We're going to, much to the horror probably of our director of marketing, we're going to get off script just a little bit. In a few moments, we're going to step outside and do the ribbon cutting, and Diane will close us there and invite you back in where it's probably 30 degrees cooler. But before then, I would like to ask Councilman Daughtridge, Diane, Michael, if you would please step forward. Councilman Daughtridge has a presentation to make to commemorate this special day. And let's do it in front of the front of the podium.
Thank you, David. On behalf of the City of Rocky Mount, the mayor and the entire city council and our city manager, Keith Rogers, it's my pleasure to offer this plaque in commemoration of on the City of Rocky Mount presented to NC Works on the occasion of the ribbon cutting. And we're thankful, Secretary, that you're here, and we're thankful for all NC Works does with, as you mentioned, partnerships, also with our citizens, not only in Rocky Mount, but Wilson and the other county, Halifax and the other counties. So we appreciate this here, and also welcoming back Assistant Secretary Mottershead. I know he makes his parents proud. His dad was in this same space, in the same industry, so to speak, and I know you make him proud. So anyway, thank you, and on behalf of the City of Rocky Mount, we appreciate you.
Now, if you will, one thing that was not mentioned about Secretary Saunders, she's from east of I-95, so she understands this region. She grew up in it. She understands it, and thank you for your service, and thank you for the growth and the opportunity. Let's make it 3 years in a row. Let's do 3 years in a row. But now, if you'll all, this is an amazing turnout, if you will all join us outside for ribbon cutting. Thank you.